Hello students, today we will discuss about character of Clem Everett. Okay. फर्स्ट है इंट्रोडक्शन. ये जो क्लेम एवराइट है ये करेक्टर है द रिटर्न ऑफ द नेटिव मैन, जो कि थॉमस हार्डी ने लिखा है. ओके. फर्स्ट है इंट्रोडक्शन. क्लेम एवराइट इज द हीरो ऑफ द रिटर्न ऑफ द नेटिव. He is the native whose return to the Eden heath alters the fortunes of several persons, including himself. The novel is concerned with his relations with two female characters, Mrs. Everett and Eustacia Wynne. Both of the women meet their tragic end because of Clem, though Clem never intends to do any harm to any of these women. Fate has always been against him since his return to his native land, and in the end he is left alone and friendless. I got to like the character of Clem before I had done with him, Hardy wrote when he reread the novel many years afterwards. I think he is the nicest of all my heroes, and not a bit like me. Hardy expresses his affectionate feelings towards Clem in this last paragraph. Clem deserves kindness because he has suffered so drastically, and his moral philosophy is kindness. Because he has suffered so drastically, and his moral philosophy is akin to that of Hardy in being a simple system of ethics, not tied to philosophy in any way. Whether it is equally obvious that Clem is not a bit like me, I am not sure. In many ways, Hardy does seem to have been very like Clem in his unconventional ideas, his deviousness about many received opinions, and his feelings that when life is cut off from its natural roots, it is bound to be unhappy. Next are physical features. In chapter 6 of book 2, Hardy vividly describes Clem's physical features. To one of middle age, the countenance was that of a young man, though a youth might hardly have seen any necessity for the term of immaturity. But it is what really one of those faces which convey less the ideas of so many years as its age, than of so much experience as its store. The number of their years may have adequately summed up Javed Mahilal and the rest of the antediluvians, but at the age of modern man is to be measured by the intensity of his history. The face, well shaped, even excellently, had heaven preserved you right from a wearing habit of meditation. People would have said, "I handsome man," had his brain unfolded under sharper contours that they would have said, "A thoughtful man," but an inner strenuousness was playing upon an outer symmetry, and they rated his look as singular. Next, Clem's childhood and early life. People had high opinion about Clem even when he was a child. They hoped that he would attain fame and success in his life. that he would be successful in an original way, or that he would go to the dogs in an original way seemed equally probable. The only absolute certainty about him was that he would not stand still in the circumstances amid which he was born, that he would not stand still in the circumstances amid which he was born. He became famous at the age of 6, 7, and 12 years. At the age of 6, he asked a scripture riddle. At the age of 7, he painted a picture of the Battle of Waterloo. And at the age of 12, he came to be known as a scholar and artist. When he grew young, he went to Bournemouth and got a start in life. Thereafter, he went to Paris, where he became manager in a farm of diamonds. Next is social reformer. Critics and similarities between Klim and Hardy. They say that Klim resembles Hardy in his moral earnestness and his gestures towards social reform, but this position seems not to take fully into account either the flimsiness of Klim's reformist pretensions or the essential negativity of his attitude. Hardy at first portrays Klim as a man of high ideals who is simply unfortunate in being ahead of his time. Okay. Next, his love for Eustacia. At Heath, Klim falls in love with Eustacia because of her attractive and charming personality. He tells Eustacia, "One thing is certain, I do love you." Pass all compass and descriptions, he is true to his words, for he marries Eustacia in spite of the opposition of his mother. He breaks her relationship with his mother and prefers the company of Eustacia to that of his mother, for she was against his marriage with Eustacia and held the view that Eustacia was not only a voluptuous, idle woman but a worthless person. Next, a failure of Klim's marriage. Eustacia marries Klim, but their marriage proves to be a failure for certain reasons. First, there was no sincere love between them. She was already in love with Wildlive, but when she found that Wildlive was equally interested in Thompson too, Eustacia shifted her love and loyalty to Klim. Secondly, Klim had lived in Paris and Eustacia was in the hope that Klim would take her to Paris after her marriage with him, though Klim had made it clear to him that he had no intention to go back to Paris and wanted to open a school on Heath. Next, Klim's love for his mother. Although Klim's married Eustacia against his mother's will, and he has differences with her on several issues as his plan of opening a school, yet this does not mean that he is without love for his brother when he leaves her to marry Eustacia. His condition is miserable. Hardy describes the scene of his parting from his mother. Okay. Next, his concern for Thompson. Although Klim has not shown any interest in marrying Thompson, yet he continues to be constantly solicitous about Thompson's welfare. His sensitive nature receives a shock when he comes to know that Thompson's marriage could not be solemnized with Wildlive, while both of them went to the church for that purpose. Okay, next, Klim's misfortunes. Klim's life is a long tale of suffering. There are two main reasons for it. The first is his nature. He is guided by unpractical idealism in life. Second, fate play an adverse role in his life. His marriage with Eustacia, loss of his eyesight. Eustacia's meeting with Wildlive at the country dance and the closing door incident leading to his mother's death, and thereafter the breach of nuptial relations with Eustacia can be cited as a few illustrations of the adverse play of fate. Okay. Next, Klim as a preacher. It is a manner of some consolation for Klim that at the end of the novel, he finds his true vocation. He becomes an itinerant open-air preacher and lectures on morality, unimpeachable subjects. He goes to the villages and towns of the Vishakhs preaching people moral lesson. Some people like his sermons and some do not like them. But everywhere he was kindly received, for the story of his life had become generally known. Next है conclusion. Although the male characters in the novel have not been drawn so distinctly in the novel as female characters, yet Klim remains a memorable character of Hardy. Like Knight and Clara is an intellectual and an egoist, Hardy has attained remarkable success in delineating Klim as an idealist who seems incapable. Incapable of sympathetic communications with anyone outside himself. Indeed, Klim is the most isolated figure among Hardy's heroes. In this way, Klim attains a tragic grandeur in his suffering similar to those of King Lear, but critics say that more than Shakespeare's characters, he comes close to a number of Greek tragic characters in his sufferings. He remarks that they say that the time comes when men laugh at misery, though long acquaintance with it. Surely that time will soon come to me.